codes that I was given from, I think it was your previous game or the 2 scrims ago. I don't know if you recognize the people on the other team, if they ring a bell.
I think I remember this scrim. Yeah.
Yeah.
This map I do a lot of tracer.
Yeah, on Oasis I was watching y'all do a lot of Tracer, which is good. Tracer's strong. Right, so one thing I wanted to pick up on in this opening fight is just positioning and what that looks like, because this Oasis point is really awkward for flex supports. It's real, and especially if you're on Ana, it's annoying as fuck to try and do pathing, and especially with the comp that you're playing. So obviously Winston and Diva, Pharah and Mercy, they're all high ground Andes. They can just take that super easily. But you have a Tracer that can path, but also is a flanker, so doesn't really matter. And then you have Ana, who's just like Lone Ranger. And I know we come around here and we get caught out. Like, their supports do the same, but unfortunately our high ground presence isn't enough, and they get to collapse down on us. So I think... yeah, Kiwi, if you want to talk about your feelings around Ana here, fire away. Or if you don't, that's fine. I was just thinking that Ana coming here and then you playing around like this sort of off angle rather than trying to get into the fray is probably safer for you in general. And then that just means that, like, on Twist's first engage, go back like one more second. On Twist's first engage, they potentially can get a lot more healing, and stay up there longer than having to drop out of that fight, and then the enemy team gets the kind of dominant position there. Like with I forget what this one is called, but Oasis this point is very high ground dominant, and obviously you're playing a hypermobile composition, but it's just trying to remember that you also have an Ana who needs a little loving, a little minding.
Hand holding.
Hand holding.
Oh wait.
And then, like, the reason why they win that fight is purely just because both of their supports lived, like, over here. They just happened to... Oh, wrong button. They stayed out of the fight and just lived. And then it goes crazily back and forth, and it's insane.
I'm 100% sure why I'm there. I mean, I suppose I'll take more back by that point.
Yeah, like, with control points, it's it like goes against your nature, you know, of like, don't stagger, but also do. So in terms of like the opening in control points, like, that's fine, and obviously if you already have point control, totally fine to stagger, but it's just about being wary that if you're looking at like a 2v5 or a 1v3, like, it's probably best just to walk back, because now we're looking at their ult economy. If we have a look up the top, like, their ult economy looks way better than ours right now. Like, they're gonna have their flex DPS ult way quicker than we are. They already have Diva Bomb. Obviously they don't have Monkey, but like, on an overall status, they're looking pretty sweet, and us not so sweet. And then this is just control points down to a T. It just goes a bit fucking bit crazy,
Long.
bit long, yeah, long in the tooths. And then I noticed something there when I was watching earlier. Is just who Mercy. Oh my god, I need to unblind B. Who Mercy is looking at in general. So general rule of thumb with Mercy and who they're looking at is with Diva and Monkey, they have a yellow bar and then a white bar. White bar is their actual health, and then yellow is their armor. So as Mercy or main support in general, like the likes of Lucio, the likes of Brig, if you see your tanks hitting the white, then it's fine to top them up. But if they still have yellow there, that's all Anna. That's all Anna's ult charge. And so just to be mindful that we're helping out our Pharah as much as possible. Like, all of these shots can be damage boost rather than giving heals to someone who has an Anna. An Anna is somewhere. Might be in spawn. Is in spawn, but they still have armor on them. So it's just topping up is fine, but active healing not so much, because you're losing value on damage boost.
Straight for the Pharah.
Yes. Obviously there it's toughy, like you don't have Anna and like control points are messy, but that's just general rule of thumb.
Yeah. And then, I don't remember rightly, Elf. I don't know if you remember what happened here, but I seem to remember that P-chan was calling for another engage. But I kind of knew that we were done.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I just remember I haven't died at this point. Everyone else in the team has died, and I've just been continuously trying to tickle over and keep this percentage going.
Yep.
So I've been basically just in my head begging for some help at some point.
Because if you wind it back like 10 seconds ish,
How about 20?
it only goes in 20. But
We'll do it slightly slower just to let the...
like,
I probably didn't have, there's
So you
three
have
of
the
us.
point, and so thusly we're in the money land.
but then I see that P-chan is half,
Yeah.
and that the entire rest of the team is there, so I back off knowing that we're done. And then you see me kind of like hesitate,
Yep.
and then I jump in again, which doesn't make sense. And that might be me, but
No.
that might also be P-chan screaming for recontest.
I think that let's do it back one more
Because
time.
that doesn't sound like a gamer move, especially since I dropped bubble in main, and then jumped to the back without it.
I think as soon as you hear that sound, that means we stay on point until they manage to lift us. And so obviously you see, you're already walking out though. You're already, like, by the time P-chan has been over here and half, you're already walking out. You're looking for natural cover and wanting to feel safe and good. So I think the best move here would have been to take this high ground and just dance around it. Take this high ground or that high ground and dance around it. And say, okay, we have Elf, and I have a Diva, and I have me. All of us have abilities to touch this point and then leave, and then touch this point and then leave. It can get very chaotic, obviously, on control points, but just trying to talk about, okay, I have next touch, okay, I have next touch, rather than saying, like, there's 6 of them, I'm fucking gone, I'm out, because control point is all about ticking up the little number. So I think P-chan, if they were calling for, like, touch, they have the right idea, but when they hit half, they should have been like, yo, it's not me, Tracer, can you touch, Monkey, can you touch? And like, using your ult is not the wrong move there, because all you're getting once you stay on point is point control and tick value. Obviously, like, going for the Ana, you know where the money is. Very unlucky that we get stuck there. But yeah, you using your ult there, like, it's perfectly fine because we're still getting tick value. What we could have done though is see that Monkey has, what, 1000 HP to dance around the point with, and so Tracer, you can, instead of being main, you can dance around here, because you know from Monkey jumping in there that their Ana was like liking to position here. You can walk around here and have a look and just find her, and then you can retouch the point at any point you want. I suppose as Tracer, don't be afraid to take a walk. because you walk everywhere really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to be able to kind of one off, one on, and work around the fact that Monkey has a huge health pool when he ults. Now for the re-engage.
Time to raise my APM.
In terms of ult tracking, how does that go for y'all? Where are we at?
It's more like you try to remember what your counterpart has used so far, and then like any other big ults you might think of.
For sure. And is it like
I mean,
an active
naturally,
Yeah.
I mean, naturally, I'm quite good at knowing if my opponent tank has ult because obviously I know what rate I build ults, so I know how much damage and stuff they need to do to be able to get it. But for the rest of the team, it's kind of a bit in the grey area for me.
For
I
sure.
kind of have a rough idea, but it's more difficult because I haven't played as much.
Absolutely,
Like,
and
I
like
know, generally speaking, if if the tanks have taken a lot of poke, then the Ana will probably have ult by the first fight.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, yeah, it is a grey area in a lot of places.
absolutely, and like as main tank, there's a couple of other things on your plate of like you're controlling when you're engaging. You're talking about who you're fighting, and so usually it would be another person on the team's job who can just like kind of tabulate. Okay, well, our monkey just said that their monkey has ulti. Okay, that's one on the board. I'm looking at their Ana, who's been in the backline. She has just been pumping into their monkey. Okay, maybe that's Nano, and just trying to give you like a vague idea of what to be fearing. It's just I find it's a really important facet of the game because then you know how to approach your next fight rather than like, okay, let's just walk in and just see what happens. It's like, we'll walk in, but we know we have Barrage, so D.Va, can you save DM or something, but something to be worked on all the time. Oh, for some reason, I was like, why are y'all walking so slow? And then I realized I hadn't like,
Yeah,
I was
we're
like,
just tapping.
oh my god, so y'all on controller,
all swap.
slow walking, yeah. But like that was a really good engage, because I liked the what's it called, soft dive from Pichan. Like they soft dive up to the high ground eventually. They soft dive up here and put pressure on while you're taking care of a D.Va that's completely out of the fight for them. So Pichan can see that Echo is low and goes in. Doesn't have to get the kill, but just annoys them enough that there's a little bit of distraction going on. So that's good movement. Again. So Twist, you come back to Peel here. And we have a little bit of an issue. Okay, so you just come back to get healing. Ideally what should have happened was, I think Pichan used that bomb rather than peeling for Ana and just making sure that Echo's out of the way before bombing. And I think you were just coming back for heals and Ana was already deceased. So that's just unlucky. But in terms of like the likes of Echo and Farah for D.Va is like the sweetest treat because they both have fly abilities that like last for a little second. So hitting bomb just as they've hit their fly, it's chef's kiss and usually a kill every time. With
I
this,
like
we're
going
peeling
for
Ana.
Valking Mercies.
Yeah, both the same. You know, the Far Mercy combo wombo, the Echo Mercy combo wombo, the whatever you can get.
It takes so long for them to drop out the sky out of cover, like out of range.
Their little
It's so
wingies
funny.
are too good, you know. But no, that peel there for the Ana was great. Good teamwork. Sheesh. that's a fight winner.
Yeah, you can see
And
them
so-
all just kind of stall around.
Yeah, see, like, I feel like that's where, like, the killer instinct comes in. Obviously, you don't want to overextend or nothing, but we have D.Va who's back over here. Obviously, maybe they're minding Kiwi, but, like, there ain't nobody to mind her from, you know, like, she doesn't have to mind, or Anna doesn't need to be minded, this close. And, like, you have their Anna, so Anna, like, that sort of pick tells you, walk in and just, clean up and get the rest of your ults up. Like, the idea that, like, Monkey and Tracer can sit in and, you know, essentially being chilling, that's just, like, wasted ult charge for you guys. Obviously, Alpha, I know you're poking in there, and that's great, but, like, just don't be afraid to push up. Once you have an Ana pick like that, or an opening pick like that, like, you can, pop in, apply pressure, and make them move out, make them wait for their Ana, rather than leaving them comfortable to set up.
Right.
Adaptive circuit engaged. Winston.
Nerf this. Nerf this.
Yeah, like, in that fight, that was great peel on the Ana, from our Mercy and from our Monka. But a lot of times when you know they're gonna come in with, Nano Monkey or Double Monkey with the Echo, sometimes Ana is the sacrifice. Especially when you're playing Mercy. Like, obviously, we have Valk, so when they pop their mega combo, which is usually Double Monkey, they will go for Ana because Ana is the target, and then we let Ana die, and then we can just res, rather than trying to put resources into
Winston.
peeling for Ana. So what they got out of us was they got Valk, they got Bubble, and they got Jump. Probably a good portion of Diva's DM as well. And nothing has even happened yet. And now he has ulti. They've also used bomb. I don't know for why, but they kind of got everything out of us that we would have had to peel pre the monkey ult. So a lot of times it's just better to let Ana become deceased or attempt for the sleep, and then to sort of late res, and then you get out their cooldowns rather than them having yours, if that makes sense. Oh my god, if I hit B one more time.
Justice reigns from above. Overtime. Guardijo with it. Guardijo with it.
Feeling powerful, not even angry.
Boosters engaged. I'm gonna shoot you down. Routing power to forward shield.
Yeah, like, that's unfortunate there as a Mercy connoisseur or whatever. Winston is like the ultimate I want to get away from, because he can consistently tickle you and eat you up. However, I know we were here to peel the Ana, but I think if there's more communication around the Farm Mercy, that can work. Like, okay, I need to be over mid a point, I need to be able to see Ana, and then you can get the hell out of dodge rather than trying to play around D.Va, because Echo will eat you up. Beautiful super jump.
Routing power to forward shield.
And much like when you hear your initial bing to say that you have the point, once they've flipped point, instant die, get out of dodge. And even like when you hit 99, if you feel like the team fight is not in your favor, come back and go again. There's no sense in giving them ults that they can use against you in your recontest, I should say.
Time to raise my APM. Get through this. Get back. Come on. Nerf this.
Helden sterben nicht.
Game on. Here you go. Clearing the area. Boosters engaged. Forward barrier. What?
Dein Schutzengel ist da. Overtime.
Taking off.
Good thing, oh.
Allah till me.
Oh, I remember this. Wait,
Oh.
my primal. That poor brig.
Well, yeah, she's the rallying one, so you want to tell her to go away. Obviously.
I
they
mean, I
have
knew we
control
wouldn't-
point service.
I knew we'd struggle to kill her if she was
Justice
on
reigns
point.
from above.
Fully,
So I
and
was
if
like,
she gets
well, okay, what if she's just not on point?
yeah, and if
don't
she
need
gets
to kill
look at
her
the
if
rest
she's
of
not
her
on
team,
point.
yeah, it's gonna suck.
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh my god, control points are ridiculous, and I hate it.
Yep.
No, but I can see it that you're calling, or at least you're all on one target, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. No, but what I would say, definitely Twist, I would consider your pathing around your Ana, because the only way that you get to live and enjoy the video game is with an Ana. So either obviously an opening fight, you want to jump up here and do your opening cleave, so you'll have your Ana perhaps here, and then mid fights, when you want to be over here or over here, your Ana has to take this high ground. So it's just about making sure that you have a diva or a somebody, making sure that Ana can path her way around the map wherever she wants to be set up, and then you can play around that and be a happy little monkey.
Alright.
Yeah, just making sure that
Ready
Ana
for
LOS is
battle.
being fulfilled so that you can live. Okay. University. Oh yeah,
Play a little bit of everything on this map.
here.
We played
Ready for
six,
battle.
like dive 6-man on the first map.
Yeah.
Then we played brawl, and then on the third map, I think we played ball comp.
Yeah, it like
Little bit
watching
of
all is
everything.
wild. Explain to me.
Round
Okay, we
two.
TP out,
Capture
but
the
then TP person goes McCree. Like,
I don't enjoy playing Sim.
okay, yeah, no, you don't have to continue to play Sim, but this guy is so freaking slow that we're behind. Our whole team is in the team fight. And I've gone over these VODs. We lose this team fight because we're so slow. Because half of our team isn't in the actual team fight. And so with that, I would just say, if you're gonna TP out and then change, it has to be to someone who can move very quick. So either
The
the
Reaper
likes
guy.
of the Reaper guy, the Tracer gal, the Doomfist Puncher. Like, there's a load of people who can get themselves out of spawn like super quick, but it's just, it ain't that guy. And that's just for
Yeah.
the opener. So say like with this map in particular, a lot of teams like to do TP out, come in here and look in here and just fight in here. If you were to TP out and you want the McCree or not TP out and just speed out from Lucio, we can afford to be slow, walk in here, and then just try and control them in this room if that's what we think they're gonna run. So we can, instead of trying to like brawl them in here late when they already have the health pack advantage, we can just walk in here and try and like spam them in there instead.
Lends itself better as well, because if you look at their DPS, they're running Sim and May.
Exactly.
So they're definitely trying to force close up engage, but if we go wide with the Casti, then we can just poke them a lot
Exactly.
easier.
And then should someone, you know, oh, they peek their little head out, May wall, and then you have 6 people that are all gonna delete them. And it just gives you a lot more space to work in rather than walking in here and just hoping to God. Just hoping to God that like you shoot the gun better. But yes, we shall see how this goes for a 3-man team.
I think I die instantly.
Yeah.
Okay, not quite instantly, but I think I die instantly.
Yeah, like
Okay, there we
we
go.
do, like, as the team fight starts, whatever, we have the full squad, but by that time, Sim is
They have
already
the
full
positioning.
charge on her beam of death, you know?
Mhm.
And then they just do the gun thing.
The objective is now active.
So yeah, that was just like a comp and positioning diff there. So that's just a thing we can do next time on Oasis. Like we can just play that differently, and it will be gorgeous. That's just one loop.
Lucio.
The Lucio problems. Let's go, squad. Oh my god, how are we already half?
That's just a poke moment. Come on,
Oh
go
my
wide,
god,
go wide.
Pishan. Okay,
I'm not sure Pichan heard my call.
no! No! So, no! When you see the window
I
of
was-
death, we've all done it. We have all egoed a window of death, and luckily enough, they decide to like not.
Well,
They
it's
decide
'cause-
to not. Like I know that all the team rotated or whatever, but like, if that map even looks at Pisha, like they have that. Like it's fine. But certainly, whenever you see window kite, that's not a lane that you can go through immediately. So you rotate over here, and it all goes
Yeah, my
crazy.
huge team working skills.
Hell yeah, big calls. So yeah, so that's just
Big
like
calls.
that's just a not listened to call, unlucky.
Coming up.
Yeah, they used window and got that team fight because we got a bit scrambled. And like with that, we had window at the same time, so there's nothing wrong with okay, you walk up, they window you. Oh my god, kite, windows down, re-window them, because then you automatically win that team fight in terms of damage, because they can't. Oh my god, if I hit B one more time, they can't mitigate that damage without walking all the way back to the point, and that's just free space for you.
Wait, how did Pichan have 2 Diva sprays?
Magic, I think. Better gamer than anyone. So yeah, was the May just too close? Question mark?
Mounting tower, forward shield. Time to raise my APM.
So yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yes.
That's just and
Yes.
that's like a communication error, because if around like walking with Ryan, it's like a 3-2-1 and then it's go. It's not like 3-2 and then wait 1 sec and then 2-1. Okay, let's go. So I'd imagine just like calls are not happening there, and then it was just an AFK. walk moment. The off angle is really great though on this sort of
Power to forward shift.
2 opening situation, like to have pre on an off angle. Very strong.
Get through this. Come on. Nerf this. Nerf this. Game on. All systems go.
That was just a huge play. That was just a P-Chan diff.
Yeah,
think.
like legitimately there, that was simply just all of the button presses got a thing.
I mean, on their side, we still have a number of ults.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think we only invested one.
But you only invested one, absolutely, and you got a squish, so that means you're infinitely better.
Wait, I think it might have been 2 actually. I think we invested Blaze.
Blaze as well.
We-
Let's.
But that's not that bad. All things
2
considered. We
ults
still
to
have
get in
Shatter,
on
we
point
still have...
is perfectly acceptable. The general rule of thumb is as many ults as it takes you to get on the point. Like if that's 6 ults but you're on the point and you're up, that's like c'est la vie. That's the way that to be. But I do think I want to be watchful for P-Chan, and they seem to love an off angle. Like all team was standing here and they moved up here. Definitely D.Va is a damage mitigator for the most part, so DM is to save team. Off angling D.Va is
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
A little bit. It doesn't work in this comp.
no,
we
not
need-
in this comp. Like D.Va in other comps definitely can be a little off angler and very, very annoying, but yeah, just for
I mean, yeah, I want D.Va really to be coming with me, like stopping shield poke, stopping poke to me when I fire strike, that kind of shit. You know?
yeah, absolutely. Like in this comp right now, D.Va doesn't have anyone that she needs to actively peel for. Bap is a strong guy, but also has a Kree, has a Lucio, to peel. D.Va, like, should be helping you with your shield management, and obviously, like, they have a Mei, so, like, eatable ult.
Yeah, you
So
want to
she
be on the
should
front
playing
line for
around
that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the likes of breaking Immo, breaking Maywall, like just like little bits of utility management, rather than like a super aggressive. Because if she loses mech first, like that's kind of
GG's.
yeah, it's kind of team fight over. It's like slightly less juicy than an Ana pick, because it just means like so much damage mitigation has just like immediately been erased, and they can just walk in.
And also, I know as a Rhine player, like, if the D.Va's not eating anything properly, then I can just fire strike for free and just build ult so fast.
Absolutely,
Like,
the Rhine Fire Strike. Yeah, no, you're so right. I
being
completely
able-
overlooked that. Yeah.
Like, being able to fire strike through, like, 4 people, that's juicy. That's like instant 40%.
And the idea of like the window fire strike combination, like if she eats that,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
so
for sure.
huge for the team rather than having that damage go through. Big block. And so there, I know that you are half, but when you hear beat go down, I think KB should be yelling walk, because that's what I do whenever I have beat, and it's not like obviously. Beat is, I think it's like 800 or 1,000 like shields for like 2 to 3 seconds, some math like that. So you have 2 to 3 seconds to walk, and make them very scared and make them look at all the shields that you have, and then slowly but surely your BAP can just spam, rather than trying to walk back and take over, because that just gives them like
I think
so much space to re-engage if they wished. Yeah, go on.
I was just thinking, because, like, if you look, like, my barrier's gone, I'm at half, and they had window literally just went down, so I
Yeah.
knew I was just going to blow up if I went main.
Fully.
Like, even with beat, I wasn't going to survive that for very long.
Yeah, it's just it's all about what's the word? Posturing. So with beat it's basically you want to show them that you're stronger than you are. If that makes sense at all. Yeah, so I think what happened here was the pathing kind of had you melted. So we.
I mean, to
Ryan
be
walks
fair,
into.
I could have gone to that corner instead of
I was
going
just
to
gonna
the back
say
corner.
walking in.
Go to that corner
Yeah,
and then cleave around the corner with my
Exactly.
hammer instead of fully peeking.
Yeah. And a lot of these things are like so micro, but they're so important to what you can do after. Because like if you're nestled in here, if BAP is splashing at you or whatever, like you're gonna get the full brunt of the healing. Like regardless whether they hit you or not. So it's kind of a mixed play on 2 levels. But yeah, that's just a pathing thing for sure.
冻住，不许走！Nerf this! I'll show them.
Yeah, like that movement out there, when you know you have window, like that's great posturing. So they give you beat and they walk into you. They walk, and they make you walk away. But as soon as you have window, your posture back. When you just straight back into them, that's
Yeah, because
that's the juice.
I
right there.
saw the juicy window fire strike.
Yeah,
That
hell
is
yeah.
unfortunate. I saw the
Hey, listen.
juicy window fire strike onto the right. Brought him down to half. And I was like, okay, this is gaming. And then I get doom punched. So, you know. But
You live and you learn.
I mean that's just unfortunate.
These guys. No. As a Lucio player, I have come to learn that's my job. If we have a diva, it's our mutual job. As soon as you see those things flying out, you kill them because they will kill you first. They are scary and dangerous and give Symmetra too much ult, and I hate it. So certainly don't take turrets lightly. See them destroy.
We just couldn't recontest.
Yeah, like it can happen on control points that it's just unlucky. Like obviously Pichan has like 1 HP. It can happen like that the rotation of the people who died like is just unlucky, and so it happens like that.
Ready for battle.
Ready for battle. Okay, the most fun of all
Ready for
the
battle.
Oasis maps.
Yeah, they 6-manned us, and we losed.
They in fact 6-manned you.
One.
Um,
Capture the objective.
yeah, because I think I asked this last VOD review, but it's again one of those things of when you see your counter, who's the one who calls, "Hey guys, I think it's time to switch."
I'm not
No
sure.
one.
Yeah, okay. And that is the problem. Because I think that like there is like a flowchart of like how countered am I, and then if I'm just better skill differentially, that's fine. 6-man directly counters for Mercy, and so the moment you kind of saw the 6-man, especially with the likes of the fact that they have Sombra, Moira, Monkey, and Diva, Pharah, it's a no-fly zone. And so I suppose just being like aware of what the comp is looking like.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what you said there. I think we'd mainly make the call when it's like we look at it and we're like, oh, I can't do shit, and then you do the thinking. Then it's like the how countered am I bit, like you just said.
Yeah.
We kind of look at that, and then as an individual, you realize, oh, I can't do anything. Then we'd call it a comp swap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in my head for this part, when I was looking at it, I just thought, this is a tough one, but I think I can skill diff it.
Mhm.
I think that's what went through my head.
Absolutely. And like as for Toki as well, like as a player, you've kind of got to be able to weigh up how much value you're gonna get out of the pick that you have. Because obviously I don't want to put it down to just one person being like, switch the whole gosh darn thing. There should be like a conversation of like, yo, I can't get in here, or I'm just gonna be countered out the wazoo, or they have the likes of Sombra Reaper and I want to be able to hard counter Reaper. Obviously, yeah, Farah in her own right is a hard counter Reaper. He cannot fly and she can fly. But when it comes to the likes of mitigating his ulti, we don't have a flash. We have a diva, but she can only eat so much. We don't have a flash, we only have a sleep. And one sleep, like, if you had sleep Pagu, but putting it all on that, like, that's just tough. And the same with Sombra. Like, the idea that, like, Cassidy, my apologies, could help with the likes of EMP, help with the likes of Reaper, so can Brig. Like, there's a lot of different options you can run through, but we'll see how it goes.
Routing power to forward shield.
The objective is now active.
Let's do this. Let's reach it. Let's stop one.
I just want to go back to res really quick.
The objective is now active.
Where's Diva? So yeah, around reses like this, when you know it's a bit suspect, or you know, Miss Appletree is coming to get you, certainly feel free to ask for help from Diva. Obviously she can't eat the Moira like suck or whatever, but like she can stand in front of you and help you live, because not every res is worth your life. Some are, for sure, if they have ulti and all that sort of good stuff, but like, not all ultis are worth your life, especially when it's not a winnable team fight. And so yeah, we heard the flip, so we should just be outie. We're outie. Right. Right now, we know the Reaper got work in, so we know he's like super close to ult. The Moira got work in, we know she's close to ult. For us, we're kind of middling, close to Nano, feels good. But after that team fight and seeing their composition, there definitely has to be someone instigating the conversation of like, I don't know if it's in our favor, in terms of like how, you know, 6-man versus fireworks. And this is just like, I don't know, it comes with like time and practice of like, you just see certain comps and you're like, no, I would rather play X into this because it's just more comfortable and we get more value. Scary. Big.
Oh, hard.
Juicy. Get fricked.
You just went, nah, not today.
Literally, don't look at me.
Justice reigns from above. Systems at max.
That was a Tokipogu moment.
Yeah, and like this, I think this is what makes it most difficult to switch off, is because value can still be gotten, gotten, whatever, but their ult rotation is better. And we'll see that in the next fight, because I was watching this along and I was like, okay, well maybe their Pharah is like just better, but we'll watch along. It's just the strength of the ult rotations that they have is stronger than the ult rotations that you have. And that is a winner for them. So they come in here freaking all of the big boy ults that are gonna ruin everybody's day. What a gorgeous anti.
Just sleep on the Parliament monkey.
Yeah.
Gee.
Now I'm not gonna lie, we could have actually won that here because of this juice anti. If Farah has a pocket here, I genuinely believe that. Look at that. Ah. If Farah has a pocket while spamming there, like I believe that the Lord could have helped us.
I mean, you can see Toki just missing the mark slightly because the shots aren't doing enough damage.
Yeah.
Missing the kills.
And so they clean us up with 2 of their ultis, and they're looking stacked. Spy checking always good. Something for D.Va as well as Tracer to just spy check while you're working at S1.
I think by this point we kind of knew Sombra had EMP anyway, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like for playtime. Oh my god, did you just solo EMP your Mercy?
Base.
Actually, a base movement on their part. And I suppose even, like, you know, I say that in jest, like, that solo EMP, like, that just means your Mercy's gonna die, period. Meaning that, more than likely, your Anna's gonna die, and you got no healing. So, fair play, Sombra. You crazy, crazy Sombra. But yeah, as you see, like, say, if that's at, like, say 70, and you have another fight to go or whatever, they're gonna have Monkey, they're gonna have Cull, they're gonna have Reaper ults. You'll have Bomb, you'll have Barrage. They have a D.Va to counter your Barrage, they have a Sombra to counter your Barrage, and Monkey Bubble. And Monkey Bubble. So it's just, yeah, as you see the matchup, you see that it's not in your favor.
I think we realized that, like, as we were to end, we were just like, yeah, it was a comp diff, guys.
It's always when it hits 99 that you realize it's a comp diff. It's always then. So yeah, that's unlucky. But we got to look over a lot of different comps for you guys there. We'll quickly have a look-see at Gibraltar. I won't hold you too long over, because I know that this one's pretty basic. Yeah.
Kiwi wants a break.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, far away.
It's in the, like, special.
Oh, the secret chat.
The new one. Yeah. I'm gonna follow that lead. I will be momentarily back.
Yeah, of course. Take your time. Take your time. Can I lock stream?
I think you should live stream your Twitter feed instead.
Golden Twitter feed. But yeah, we'll take like 5 minutes and then we'll just quickly run over Gib and we'll call it a day.
Have we got a scrim today? Because Chris said something about that, but I don't know if he actually found one.
Yeah, see, I feel like Chris thought that you guys were doing scrimmies today, but then forgot that there was VOD review. But I said it like at like 4 p.m. that I was gonna like that it was fine if he wanted to VOD review or to scrim instead, and then I would just do it earlier. But c'est la vie.
He did say, because he said we could do like VOD review as like a pre-scrim thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I'll just do like even like a half an hour worth of hello, this is a VOD review. But yeah, we can do that in future. Just to get it all done in the one day, because I don't want to take away days where you can scrim. For sure.
I mean, scrim wouldn't have worked this week as much anyway because I've got work experience. But
Ooh, what are you doing?
I'm working on a little farm, my local one,
Yo, that's so wholesome.
with the animals.
What do you want to be a farmer? You gonna be a
I don't
farmer?
know.
Pog?
I don't know. I just want to work with animals
That's dope.
or in animal research
Yeah, hell yeah.
or something like that.
So many outdoorsy folk. I'm so hermit. Such a little hermit person.
I mean, same. My body is not liking this at all. I've been outside and on my feet doing exercise for the last 3 days straight. And God,
Oh.
Oh no, I get that vibe. Right now, I actually don't know how I'm still living. Yesterday, I did like I did 6 hours of work, did rock climbing for like 2 hours, and went home, ate, and then gave blood.
Oh
And
my
now
god.
and now today I'm just like, how are you like still going? And I'm like, I've no real answer.
No, I feel that I have had many terribly long days of late, and like my body is
Attackers
hitting that point where
incoming.
it's like, I don't know, bro. Sounds like a lot.
my body's just not used to sun because I'm real sunburnt down the back of my legs now.
I swear to God, if at this
My-
point I went out in the actual sun, I think I would be burnt in like 1 second. It'd be over for me.
I'm
I've hit.
shriveling up.
I think I've hit the point where the only parts of skin I show really are like my arms and like face and neck, and I wear a moisturizer with SPF, so that's fine. The arms have enough hair that they're fine, and the neck I don't know. The neck just escapes somehow.
Safe.
But
Right,
yeah,
KB
I
is
think-
That's why you
back.
wear
Yeah, we go.
like
We'll hop back in.
KB. KB was never here.
Kiwi flower, not KB. Yeah, we'll hop in here and see how Jibby looks if I press B one more time.
I think it was okay if I remember rightly.
Yeah. No, I was watching over it. It's like in terms of like comp, obviously it makes sense. There's just a couple of notes that I wanted to handle off, and then we're good to go. So as a baseline, on defense, this positioning is fine, except for one person. Who's in the wrong?
Me.
Ding ding ding!
Yeah.
Yeah, so just like from this range, trace it,
I should be.
You're
close.
tickling them, Elf.
You're tickling. And as
You're
a
tickling them, mate.
yeah, you're tickling them. And as a general rule of thumb, Tracer is the one to contest cart. So you would on Jib most likely be taking the duel against this little weirdo, or just bothering their backline, because obviously maybe their backline will path here or low up to high. You just want to be in and around the cart to make sure that it doesn't like scoot on under, and then you guys have to scramble to reposition and get things going.
The only fear I think I had was if I go down there.
Yep.
I have a great habit in like earlier scrims of just getting first picked a lot.
Mhm.
And I was like, I knew my Arana was up back there, and I didn't want to kind of be down here, get picked, and then have the team have to do a 5v6. I think was the mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that, I think we'll see it on their defense, but the Tracer like lives in here to start. A little poke out here, back in here. And so make use of, because like Gibraltar is full of like cover, especially for the likes of a Tracer who wants to like dance around and not be seen. So there's lots of little positions that you can take, whether it be in and around on the high ground or the low ground there, or even just playing this stairs. Like they have no LOS on you unless the Ana personally wants to make you a victim of her, and you just get to keep touching the cart, keep bothering them, you want to basically force them to look at cart rather than looking at your team, because if they leave the high ground or they give up the high ground, that puts your team at like a 100% advantage. So
I don't like jib defense with Monkey.
okay.
It's
No, this part is awful. I will agree with you there. I remember we had a Team Ireland scrim at one point,
Yeah.
and they didn't engage in us at all, and I was on Monkey, and like we were staying up here the whole time, and I was like, am I supposed to just sit here and like just drop shield whenever they engage? And you're all like, yeah, that is your job at this point.
Do you want to know why it's awful?
Why?
well. See, okay, let me just say, because every time the opposing team is playing, more or less a mirror comp in terms of tank line, which they are, the Monkey's like, okay, I'm gonna go on bridge.
Yep.
A lot of the time, and I'm like, okay, I want to contest bridge, except I can't because then Kiwi gets fucked over, and it's just painful. And multiple times we've played this map, and they've TP'd supports onto that little bit
over here.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, and then sports.
Which I think they have actually
then,
on this map. That's quite a good example.
Yeah.
That is so difficult to dive on. It's unreal.
Absolutely.
That's why that here ends my presentation on why I don't like playing defense.
It was a beautiful PowerPoint.
You're right. And the only thing I picked up from that is I should be there for when the supports TP over or whatever to stop it.
It's this gal. It's this lady. She is the difference maker. So when obviously it can be very difficult playing dive heroes and being like, I'm just gonna stand here. But that initial engage by the Monkey is kind of torn asunder by Miss Brigitte Lingenholm, because so the ideal play, okay, for the defense would be Monkey D.Va, and then say you're playing the Echo, so Echo like lives up here or whatever and is spamming. Brig lives here single-handedly to bop Monkey or D.Va, to bop one of them with her whip, to make it so that either they're down one or they're completely off and they have to wait until their cooldowns again. So you just get to stand here sitting pretty or whatever, and their supports cannot go anywhere. Like, their supports being there, like, don't think that you have to dive them because you're playing like a counter dive. You want to use all of your cooldowns as they come into you, because as they're coming into you, they've used their cooldowns. So to put that in more simpler terms, if I'm Monkey and D.Va over here, I have to use my big jump to get here. You both still have your cooldowns, and so you can choose to use them however which way. D.Va can use her fly to bop D.Va and to get her off, but basically the counter dive is letting them use their cooldowns to come to you and then using your cooldowns in a more efficient way. So I think the question is what is the value of the Mercy here, or what's the Mercy pick for here? Is it just for Echo?
Quite literally.
Yeah.
And so that's fine. There's a lot of maps where Echo Mercy is like the likes of Rialto, where like the dive is kind of weird because like Monkey D.Va can't really just like dive onto the high grounds because there's so many high grounds and so many angles. But like here, it's a straight run. The Monkey and the D.Va walk here, or they're on low ground and they jump up here. It's the same every time. And so having a Brig standing here, even if you don't hit the whip, you walk in here 2 seconds, you swing once, you have Inspire up, so there's passive healing for everybody who's up here. So yeah, it's just about, I don't know, considering that pick, if it's possible to switch that up, just to make you guys have a bit of an easier time in the defense.
I think also it doesn't make sense to treat Echo like a Pharah. Like, she can survive quite well on her own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without the need of a Mercy Pocket. She doesn't need one, the way the Pharah does.
Yeah, because, like, more than likely, teams will play like double bubble here. Like D.Va is great. Like I think D.Va is an all around like best off tank EU. But you can absolutely play straight up double bubble here, which would be what you have now, but instead bring Zarya. And just allow Zarya to kind of tank when they engage, and then to bubble Monkey if he chooses to like soft engage, or just to, you know, show himself, and then you get your charge up, whatever. And then you can bubble Echo whenever she's like going heavy in as like a double Monkey. And then you have little Briggy to mind Anna should she need minding, or to play more aggro and whip away the enemy divers. It's just up to the team and like the comfort picks of the team, you know? And so we went all the way in here.
And here's me attempting to do the impossible.
Hey!
And it does not work. But I try again. And it still doesn't work.
No, like that is like
That works. Like you
It's-
didn't pay for your life with that. That worked.
it's fine aggression.
Oh, I got the Genji. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, it's fine aggression,
Worth.
but it like any other team in the world, you would have just died. Yeah, like there's no way, because you dropped off this side. Your Ana doesn't have LOS. Like any other like more clinical team that says like Monkey in the back, like you toast. So that's just like pure luck and like a little bit of like frustration, or like lack of patience trying to go in on these guys. Because here's the trick: when you go in on these guys, she's gonna either whip you away or bash the living life out of you. You don't want to jump at Anna if she has a Brig, because there's no point. Like you just don't win that, and Brig gets more ult charge because you have moved to her rather than her having to move to you. So I know it's super annoying as a main tank to just be like, okay, stand there and look pretty, and then when they attack you, do the thing. But for Gibraltar especially, it's all about playing patiently, and well, I suppose Overwatch in general, playing patiently and letting them make the mistake, and then you capitalize.
Wait, what was that word you were saying? Patience?
Patience. It's kind of like when you wait and then they do a thing, and then you're like, oh my god, that's a mistake. I'm gonna do a thing now. Kind of. Does that make sense?
I have
No?
my game plan is a bit different. It's called I'm better than you, and I run at them.
I mean, listen, whatever gets you the kills, whatever gets you the wins, you know? Oh no, they're gonna play for Nanoblade. I'm scared.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Elf, the card hasn't moved, like luckily enough or whatever, but yeah, that's on them for not, like that's on their Tracer for not continually like pushing that.
I think in my head it was, we had that conversation where it's like, oh, we don't have a Brig, I'll be able to, I'll go peel back for Kiwi as well.
Yeah.
I think was one of the thoughts.
No. Tracer is not a peel character. Tracer is an aggressive flanker. Like if you were playing McCree, like okay, never play McCree in place of Brig. I've seen teams do that before where they'll play a Cassidy. Sorry, the name change. Cassidy. That they'll play a Cassidy rather than having a Brig. But like that puts them at such a disadvantage, because I don't know if you know Cassidy, but his movement is ass. And so the idea that like you would take them away from the Tracer and put them on Cassidy just to stun a thing that's walking up, when you have a full main support there that is fully able to do all of the things and more. Yeah, that's just one of those like, don't change the whole team comp when you could just change one hero instead. Oh no! Okay, revolve. We get the res off. that's like the perfect interaction around Nanoblade, and especially when Kiwi is holding here. Like you can hold here. Oh my god, or here. Both are equally as advantageous. When they have Genji, it just means that like obviously less space to path. And like pathing up here is kind of annoying. But definitely playing around Rez and playing as like Ana as the base. Leave Ana up here on her Onio and have everyone else play like server, or let Ana like move around towards server and let her be the little bait, and then you play for Rez and easy peasy. Just to allow that big ult combo to get as little value as humanly possible. Right now, all he's done is killed a Tracer with 2 ults used. Like, that's pretty sweet.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva.
Nerf this. Nerf this. Time to raise my APM.
Yeah, and so in that scenario right there, like if we have a brig, it doesn't automatically allow Kiwi to live, but it allows her to look much more scary and more large and in charge. Because right now that's just, oh, isn't that just gorgeous? Don't you just want to die this? Yeah, they all do. Especially like
suddenly, just as you say that.
yeah, like for me, in my mind, Brig should be played if they're playing Bull Tracer for sure, because like that Roly guy needs to be stopped, and then Monkey Tracer, because that big boy is gonna jump, and that's a free whip for me. And then also Tracer around my Ana, I think not. But again, it's up to how KB feels about that, and if we can make that happen. This is a really good stall. The on and off is great. Super jumps, great.
Will we end up winning this team fight, or am I crazy?
I think you might be crazy,
60 seconds.
but we're about to find out.
Oh.
I think you do lose it, but I don't know. What could they possibly do?
I think they won it in overtime.
Okay.
I can't remember what, but I'd remember thinking, we let the bag fumble.
Okay, so we have no Diva mech right now, but we'll hopefully get it. Oh, I remember exactly. So as I was watching this, I was like, I zoned out because I was like, oh, it's over, like it's fine. And then I looked again and I saw that they had Rally, and Rally, as an aggressing team, is an automatic team fight win if your team is working together. Because Rally is just free muchacho. Like,
I mean, what is our comp gonna do against Rally?
Yeah, like literally,
Like, look at us.
no way to stop her unless like you all dive her and Echo gets every single sticky on there and like does her little beam real good and nice. Like Brig just gets to walk through, because all you want to do, Brig is like a mini Ryan. All you guys want to do is sit on cars, but also you're also mobile. That all you kind of want to do is like be on high grounds and like jump in and jump out. Brig just wants to stand on that cart and swing until she can swing the more. And so the reason they win this overall is because of extra armor and the fact that Brig has like so much sustain there. And then obviously they get the nano out. So that's just...
We did it.
This is just unfortunate because this looks like a one fight.
Yeah.
But it's just not. Like Toki gets 2, I get Nano, take out the Diva, and yet they still win. Like Rally is done by this point.
Yep.
We won the Rally fight, but then they come back again.
But see, this is what I'm saying, right? You didn't win the Rally fight because Rally has left them with like residual armor. That's why you couldn't kill them as easily. I know Toki got 2 and they're already back. but that's why people were allowed or able, I suppose, to remain on point is because they have residual armor. And that's what I suppose Brig brings to the teamfight or whatever. And then I think beyond that, obviously, yeah, there is a dose of luck and like lack of clinical play or whatever. But Briggy is a big difference maker that I think kind of goes overlooked because she has become a meme character.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, we can just run a Brig 90% of the time. It's like, unless you're running Rush. Yeah, Brig works.
Yeah. No, I think that, like,
I mean, I'd even say that Brig could work in Rush to some extent.
okay, let's not get
Like,
crazy here.
Like, not over it.
Let's
Like, not
not
necessarily.
get crazy.
Like, not over a Lucio, but Brig.
Brig
like,
brawl.
What?
Big Brig brawl
Are you
incoming.
implying Brig Lucio backline, my man? My what? The actual?
I don't
I'm
knock it
losing the
until
run
you
of them.
try
I'm
it.
losing the run of them. It's all going south.
No.
But yeah,
I blame my coaching staff.
I also blame your coaching staff, to be honest with you, that they would put such ideas in your mind.
I'm back in the fight.
Nice.
Wait, what do you
Pino.
mean that was pain? You got the kill.
I know, but I thought he escaped.
And now you see how
But he
we
didn't.
set up here. So ideally,
Why do you keep going British?
because it's my comfort accent. Ideally, it's just the easiest one that I have in my repertoire. Usually we'd have like a monkey and a diva, to scout, to see, you know, where they're gonna come in from, and then hopefully hold them. Like, we have bomb, we have oh my god, we have bomb, oh my god, and sorry, and we have monkey ult. So we can, if we find out that okay, they've all pushed top right or top left, like we can just monkey ult them there and hold them. Like, they have a minute, so
60 seconds.
holding back just means that they kind of have, obviously you have,
Time.
yeah, they have time to think about it. And like, in terms of poke, all you really have is Anna and Echo to poke them. So like this, if you had like an Ashe or Hanzo, for sure, let them walk in and let them be poked to hell. But you don't really have a pokey comp, so you kind of want to hold as close as possible, because then both Diva and Monkey can just jump back and they're good to go, and we know where they're trying to set up. Let's say Levy.
Time to raise my
Helden sterben nicht.
nerf this.
Big, and that's like the kind of aggression that I'm meaning of, like, they have so little time, just use your ultis, make them sweat.
Time to raise my APM.
Did we have monkey ult pre that? No. Yeah, we did. So, obviously, Nano Monkey, always good or whatever. What I would have done though is make sure that you use your ulti and then get nanoed, because then obviously you just get the most out of it. So you can have used your ult and then make another one, or hand the nano off to somebody who doesn't already have ult.
Time to raise my
Helden sterben nicht.
Just to get the absolute maximum out of what you got.
nerf this.
I'm just watching back and I see me and I'm like, yeah, you do play as aggressive as you think.
Why are you in their spawn? Why? It's called being brave, okay? Yeah, and like that
Meanwhile-
Diva D-Mech is like so huge. Like, they have 13 seconds to go, and now she gets to look like a
Little baby.
loser, you know, little baby.
Tracer pre-recall. Just walk.
Yeah.
Hello, teammate.
A lot to make.
I don't know if that was intentional, but we did the bait thing of the res thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I'm watching KB, and she like they're staying away, and then moving in to grab the Ana. So great stuff. Obviously, they rallied. They freaking nano
Win.
lads. Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
no, you hold them here. But I think that's just because respawn.
Yeah.
You all kind of died at the same time, so you all get to respawn.
Adaptive
pretty
circuit
close to each other.
engaged. Diva.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva.
Helden sterben nicht.
Helden sterben nicht. No, this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a little
They-
bit of a.
Charlie
It's one of those. I see. I do think that in the end you would have won that fight. Regardless,
Yeah.
you had more people on point, and there was people like pushing it like crazy.
I just remember, I think I was thinking, like, no, we gotta do this, we have to remember to do that, yeah. And then that, they fight ended, and went, oh, okay.
It's good and bad in equal measure of like, oh my god, okay, they've this, and you touch first, and then I touch first, and then they see 9, you're like, ah, wah, wah. But I was so prepared to be so good. And I don't get to do anything. Team 1 is ready. Team 2 is ready. I did it too quickly.
This is the problem with scrims. There's like a
Yeah,
half an hour
yeah.
interval between rounds.
Y'all doing VOD reviews without me, what the heck? Yeah, so, with this, yeah, as you said, usually the Symmetric TP will bring it over here, and you can stand up here real comfortable. Obviously that is what this little cretin is waiting for. But we do not do that. Instead, we just walk through main.
Like chats.
Like absolute Chad. Look at that little tracer. Waiting to assassinate.
That was a really recall from them now. I wouldn't have done that.
Elf, you're sounding more and more Irish by the day.
Elf, most Irish person.
Elf went in a call with another Irish person.
Hey!
It does, it happens though, that's what happens. Of like, as soon as you have a person from your country, I get a bit more Irish. And also I do other accents, so I don't know what to say.
I find myself stealing people's accents all too often.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
I steal KJ's way more often than I want to admit.
Oh yeah, where is KJ from?
I thought you said Liverpool. I was like, what?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Oh my god. Yeah, very close, if I hit B. No, I was gonna say this engage was very positive, but it's just about minding your Ana to make sure that she gets a prime position rather than being chilling. Because like even when they have the break, for some reason it was just kind of a, how you say, a little bit of a skill differential, and you just killed them more than they killed you. Like the Ana not
That's how you win.
dropping there kind of screwed them. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm just getting the kill. I'm
Uh-oh.
just getting the funny numbers
It's not
going up.
moving.
I'm there.
Okay.
You arrived eventually.
I like
Nice.
remember every now and then. Oh, it's my job, yeah.
And that's like, it comes with time, because like eventually it's just going to be in your head that that's your thing that you do, and period, like end of. So yeah, again with that, it can be tough trying to contain them here, because all you want to do is just like look in the open space. But as I say earlier, LOS with Ana, even taking like the likes of this high ground and just like tickling them and forcing them to pick like whether or not the diva is gonna or Diva or the monkey is gonna come up and like use a cooldown to get to you, and you have Anna right there. Oh my god, what a lovely little triangle you could create. As monkey trying to just tickle them. But these are all like passive positioning tools.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva.
No, not a rally.
Oh no, I guess we've lost this fight.
Nerf this.
Helden sterben nicht.
Nerf this.
Elf.
Adaptive circuits
I got
engaged.
two.
Winston.
Elf, what happened?
I got two. What can I say?
I'm looking at the other thing in kill feed.
Yeah, 2 kills.
your point?
Myself
I got
and
the
also.
brain. I can't remember. Oh, I need to double check what that was. I remember that and just be like,
Why don't we do it together?
We can, yeah. Why don't we can double check it right now? No sweat.
Where are you?
Much obliged.
Bing. She walked back into you.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
yeah.
Also
if
got
That's,
stuck
you know what that's
on
called? Break skill. She said, I'm not going out alone.
Yeah, that happened, and I think I blinked into one of the oil drums. That was,
And that
And
was
I was
lights
like-
out for you.
you know, if hey, at least there was only 2 things that went wrong simultaneously. You know.
No,
Like,
listen, that kind of equal pick, like, obviously, ideally, you just get the stick and get away, but, like, getting the Brigger regardless, like, that's pretty humongous for your team. I do think that, like, this end fight is just, anyone could win this at any point. Like, it's just chaos.
Continually, yeah.
Yeah, it's pure, unadulterated chaos.
I gotta respect Pichan going for the fucking
Yeah, the squitch. Yeah.
remax.
No, I think the squish is absolutely viable and should be used accordingly. It's a stupid mechanic, but my god, the kills that are available because of it are crazy.
60 seconds remaining.
So 60 seconds. We're gonna have monkey ult, and that is it. My Lanta.
Winnable.
It's always winnable.
It's always winnable when Astro is on the field.
Okay, she's watching the game. See again, I do think that Trace's pathing should be underneath. Double check if there's anyone, like, this is pre the fight. Pre the fight, there was no one on this cart bar the Echo. So you path underneath. Oh, I hate it here. Sorry.
Same.
Sorry. You know, you touch the little cart and you have it say, you know, the little one up the top, and everyone's like, ah, C9, 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 and then they drop off the high ground. Or you duel the Echo and you make the Echo use cooldowns, and then you freaking yeet. And then she used her sticky, she used her whatevers. It's all about trying to get an off angle that is disadvantageous. Oh my god, disadvantageous to the enemy team. Because right now they have all 6 of you like standing right in front of them. Like they see every one of you. Whereas you can be the little secret agent on the inside. Oh, 007.
Why has this Diva killed so many people with boosters?
Because it does damage, and she is using her 2-second cooldown.
It does like 10 damage though.
Yep.
4
Legit.
seconds. Cool now.
4-second cool. It feels like 2 seconds. Crazy.
Remember when when they buffed it to be lower?
Yeah, we live in a cursed timeline. Oh no, she has rallied. We just lose.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well it ended, but it only ended because we don't cap the point there. But certainly around Jib, I would certainly consider making use of a Briggy. But in terms of VOD review, overall, like too long, didn't listen. What we need to work on for the next room is just pathing your Anna, and making sure Anna is living her most comfortable, easy breezy life. LOS with Anna, so making sure that our Anna can see the big tankies. And then being very like decisive in team comp and whether or not a swap needs to happen. So if you feel or see that your team is being a little bit diffed or whatever, just purely out of comp differential, just call a swap, and then if the swap doesn't work, say la vie, but at least you tried something different rather than saying the same.
If the swap didn't work, call another one.
And just keep swapping one by one. You know, lose every ult you have and just keep swapping it out until the round ends. Yeah.
Ults are overrated.
Yeah, who needs them? But yeah, those are like a couple of things just to watch for next Scrimmy. And I will have this VOD up on YouTube